everybody, and I've got a question for you today. Do you want the step-by-step method to easy money? Yes, super easy money on the internet with almost no work? Sign me up. Alright, so here is the step-by-step method to making super easy money on the internet. It's simple. All you've got to do is come to AliExpress and type Harry Potter into the search bar, and then just come and click to filter the results, and filter the results by orders to see the most popular Harry Potter merchandise, and boom! All you then got to do is create a dropshipping store and dropship these Harry Potter products in it, like this successful dropshipping store, World of Harry. After all, Harry Potter fans are obsessed with the brand, and there are lots of them. Dropshipping these super cool and super cheap Harry Potter products is going to make you lots of money. Please subscribe for more great tips like this. Wait a minute. It's gone. That successful Harry Potter dropshipping store that I highlighted in a video 3 years ago that I said was in serious danger of being taken down for copyright infringement? Yeah. It doesn't exist anymore. Well, this is disappointing. Maybe my super easy money plan of infringing on copyrights isn't going to work out as I had hoped. And you know, it's kind of a shame because legitimately, Harry Potter genuinely has an enormous amount of already passionate fans to advertise to. So if you could piggyback off of how famous and popular it is by selling Harry Potter merchandise to its very passionate fan base, making sales and thus making money would be pretty easy. Unfortunately though, as these products infringe on copyrights, selling them is a one-way ticket to getting your store shut down. We may have to be a little bit more creative then with how we approach this whole piggybacking off of popular things to make money then. Luckily, I do have some ideas and some real-life examples and case studies of people successfully utilizing the star power of popular celebrities and already successful brands to make plenty of money, sometimes even millions, all legally. Except for the final example and case study, that one is sort of legal. You'll understand what I mean when we get to that part in the video. And just a disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer, so do not take this as official legal advice. This is just based off my experience with selling online. I get a lot of questions from people based on my experience. So again, this is not official legal advice. I am not a lawyer. So with that out of the way, let's move on to the first example and case study of how to legally piggyback off of successful brands and famous celebrities. 1. Create t-shirts hijacking famous celebrity quotes and references. Alright, so check this out. This t-shirt here was a winning product. This is a clever twist on a quote from Kanye West. This simple text-based shirt made well over $10,000 on the print-on-demand website Teespring. This is a print-on-demand service that lets you take an image that you create and then place it on top of merchandise. You can place it on mugs, on sweatshirts, even on pillows. When customers buy it, Teespring will print it and send it off to them for you. Alright, so that was a great t-shirt to sell. Now let me show you an example of what would be a terrible t-shirt to sell. This! But seriously, say it's Kylie Jenner, she's super popular, right? What a great idea! Easy money. Yeah, that's a great idea. To get sued? Well, probably not to get sued, but as this Wholesale TED subscriber discovered, when you sell products with images you don't have the rights to use, even if it's by accident, it's a great way to get your store shut down. Now here's the thing, celebrities aren't copyrighted, but even if you had the rights to the image, you couldn't necessarily sell this image on this t-shirt. Instead, celebrities are protected under a different law, personality rights. It means we all have the right to control the use of our name, image and likeness for commercial products being sold. So if you were planning on this being your latest hot selling product, not a great idea. I've shown this before on my channel. This is the greeting card that Hallmark created featuring Paris Hilton's face. She successfully sued them over violating her personality rights. And so understandably, some people wonder, okay, I can't sell products with celebrity photos on it, but what if I draw the celebrity? Is that okay? Well, actually that one is a little bit more complicated. It's very much a grey area, and the truth is that the artists often don't win the case if it is legally pursued. And so it's something that I honestly recommend that most people avoid doing, but I can imagine that some of you watching are thinking, yeah, Sarah, but you know, if it's easy money, I might just take that risk anyway, yeah? And well, if you're one of those people who just wants to take the risk anyway, I understand, so here is some advice for you. To legally use a picture you draw of a celebrity, it needs to be a completely transformative picture. And so it's very important to avoid using a photo of a celebrity for inspiration for your art. And this isn't just because of personality rights either. For example, remember this famous Obama poster? Well, that drawing looks mightily suspicious to this photo, doesn't it? Well, a judge agreed, and Associated Press, who owned the photo, successfully sued over it. So as I said, move with caution. But you know what you can very easily take advantage of? Funny and famous quotes from celebrities. Kanye West might own the rights to his personal image, but he does not own the rights to the phrase dragon energy that he said in this tweet of his, which quickly went viral. And of course, as a result, one smart person made this winning t-shirt design leveraging it. I actually found it using this print-on-demand tool, T-Spy. With this tool, you can spy on successful t-shirt, hoodie, and mug campaigns from Teespring, Gear Bubble, Viral Style, websites like that. One of my favorite things about it is that it tells you how many sales a t-shirt has made. Because check this out, if we sort by social engagement instead of sales, we'll see that these t-shirts get a lot of social engagement, but they haven't had a lot of sales. And at the end of the day, what we really care about is designs that have proven sales and conversions, not designs with lots of hearts and likes. So the way that I actually found that Dragon Energy design by accident was when I was looking for top performing products related to coffee for a tutorial about brew treats. And as I was scrolling down, I saw this and I was like, huh, how clever. Not only did someone leverage the star power legally of Kanye West by utilizing Dragon Energy, but they also took advantage of a trend as well. And by the way, if you're watching this and you've learned something, then be sure to subscribe for more great videos on how to build a real money-making business. All right, on to the next one. 2. Dropship replicas of famous celebrity clothing. So there are some pieces of clothing out there that if you see on its own, you will immediately think about a particular celebrity. So we are going to have a quick quiz time. If you get this question right, you will win 5 points. Here is a picture of a piece of clothing. Who does it remind you of? I'll tell you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And time's up. The answer is, of course, Michael Jackson. If you guessed that right, congratulations, you get 5 points. And yes, this glove is indeed something you can dropship from AliExpress. And for another 5 points, which celebrity does this clothing belong to? I'll tell you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And time's up. The answer is, of course, that this was worn by Madonna. And yes, that belt can be dropshipped directly from AliExpress. If you guessed it right, you get 5 points. Let me know how many points you won in the comments. And by the way, just a cheeky plug, if you want to play more dropshipping quiz games, then be sure to check out this video here. Now here's a fun fact. Clothing falls into an interesting area copyright-wise. In most jurisdictions, it isn't protected like works of art because it's deemed to be a functional item. So that's good to know, but this is more of a broader point here. And that is that there are often images and symbols of a particular brand or a celebrity that fans of the celebrity might recognize just as readily as the face of the celebrity themselves. Case in point, here is a bonus round for another 5 points. What's this celebrity? I'll tell you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And time's up. Yep, it's Donald Trump. Did you get it right? If so, congratulations, you won 5 points. If you want to make this mug, then really this will be just as iconic, whether you include his face or not. However, Trump also represents an interesting legal exception, which I will get to later in the video, where I will be revealing one of the hottest selling print-on-demand mugs currently on Etsy. For now though, on to the next strategy. 3. Sell already popular, copyrighted, trademarked niche products on Amazon. So I understand that not all of my Wholesale TED subscribers are creative people that want to come up with funny slogans to slap onto t-shirts and mugs. And if you're one of those people who is not super creative, then you should definitely pay attention because this business doesn't require a single creative bone in your body. And some of the most successful people I know who are running one of these businesses are my good friend Steve and his business partner Aiden, who is actually a fellow Kiwi. Together, they have made over $2.8 million selling copyrighted, trademarked niche products on Amazon. And selling products on Amazon has some big advantages. One of them is that you get to take advantage and piggyback off of 250 to 300 million customers that buy from Amazon each year. Now, most people don't actually realize what Amazon is. They mistakenly think that when they buy something from Amazon, they're actually buying it directly from Amazon themselves, but that's not true. Amazon mostly exists as a marketplace, and the items sold on there are sold by third-party sellers like you. It's similar in that way to eBay. It isn't eBay who lists their items for sale on the site for sale, it's third-party sellers that do. But I will say that if you can, selling on Amazon has a very big advantage over eBay. You see, on eBay, if I listed these cat coffee spoons and someone bought them from me, I'd have to have them sitting in my house so that I could package them up and ship them out to my customer. And you know what? I can tell you from experience that shipping out items to customers is a lot of work. Whereas when you sell on Amazon, not only do you get to sell directly to their 250 to 300 million active customers, you also get to take advantage of something else, Fulfilled by Amazon program, otherwise known as FBA. You see, what Amazon have done is they've opened up warehouses in the USA and other countries around the world. You can then ship your items you want to sell on their site into these warehouses. Amazon will store them for you, and then when a customer comes to Amazon and buys your cat coffee spoons, Amazon's warehouse staff will then take the items stored there, package it up, and ship it out directly to the customer. And yep, the customer will get it in one of the Amazon Classic boxes. This done-for-you service is called Fulfilled by Amazon, otherwise known as Amazon FBA. And so this is what Aiden and Steve have done. They've found copyrighted popular products with an established customer base already buying it on Amazon. They've then listed that item for sale, and they've taken a slice of those sales for themselves. I myself have made a lot of money selling copyrighted trademarked products. My biggest seller was Nintendo DS flashcards. It was really easy to sell them because customers were already looking for them. It meant then that marketing them was super easy. But wait, Sarah, I can hear you saying, didn't you just say before that we should only sell products that we have the legal right to sell? And now you're telling me to sell a product that's copyrighted? Isn't that illegal? Well, no, it actually isn't, if you do it right. Now let me explain. Most people who want to sell copyrighted trademark products want to sell super mega popular products, like sneakers from Nike, or Samsung Galaxy and iPhones. And you know what? It's absolutely 100% legal for you to sell iPhones and Nike shoes on one condition: that you purchase them from a source that had the legal right to sell those items, such as the original manufacturer. And that's it. As long as you buy the products from someone who had the legal rights to sell them to you in the first place, you can sell these super mega popular copyrighted trademarked products. And so people say to me, Sarah, lots of people want to buy Nike shoes, right? So selling them is a no-brainer. Just one question: how do I buy these legally from Nike's manufacturers at wholesale discounted prices? Great question. The answer is that you don't, because Nike have made it really, really hard to do so. To buy products directly from Nike's manufacturers, you need to become a Nike authorized reseller, which usually involves huge financial barriers such as having a physical store. So no, selling Nike shoes and other super mega popular items would not be a good idea. But you know what would be a great product idea to sell? Believe it or not, this garden plaque here. This is exactly the type of item that Aiden and Steve sell. Let me show you why. If we come to Amazon using the Jungle Scout Chrome extension to see its sales history, we can see that it's making over $3,000 a month. Now, that may not be as sexy of a number as Apple's iPhone, which on average sells around 4 million units a month, but here's the thing. While everyone is competing tooth and nail to sell mega popular products like these, Aiden and Steve instead pick moderately popular products like this that people still think are great, yet very few other people think to sell because, of course, most people are obsessed with selling billion-dollar brands. As a result, there's less competitors for products like this plaque, which means it's much easier to get in touch with the manufacturers and open a wholesale account with them. And so when Aiden and Steve research and find products like these, they will then go to the manufacturer or a wholesaler, purchase them, and then ship them into Amazon's FBA warehouses and start selling them themselves. Now here's the cool thing, on Amazon, the vast majority of sales are made by people clicking this buy button here. We in the industry call this the buy box. If you were to add this to your cart right now, you'd be buying this plaque from this third-party seller here, Sparkfish. However, as we can see, there are other third-party sellers selling this exact same item. So why did Sparkfish win the buy box? I'll tell you. It's because of this. They are the only one on the list fulfilling their items with Amazon. Amazon will rotate and split buy box sales with competitively priced sellers who fulfill with them. And so because Sparkfish are the only ones doing this, they are getting all of the sales. That is until you start selling this for a competitive price on Amazon FBA and hijack half of the sales for yourself. And if you would like to learn more about this business model, then my friends Steve and Aidan are hosting an exclusive webinar with Wholesale TED subscribers, showing not only how they've made millions of dollars, but how their students have as well by sourcing these moderately popular products. If you'd like to join us, then please register. Please note this is not going to be streamed live on YouTube, so registration is essential, and you'll find a link on how to register in the video description below. Hey guys, so I filmed this video yesterday and I'm editing it right now. When I filmed this yesterday, it said that Sparkfish only had one plaque left in stock. Statistically, with how well this sells, it should have sold by now according to Jungle Scout. So I decided to check to see if it was gone, and yeah, look, it's gone. Sparkfish have sold out. So this is a great example of a wasted opportunity. Anyone who comes in here, opens a wholesale account with Carson and starts selling this winning plaque will get to take all the sales of it for themselves. Anyway, sorry for the edit, back to the video. 4. Piggyback off of famous politicians. Alright, so time for the big reveal. Here is one of the top selling print-on-demand mugs on Etsy. And it's this Donald Trump mug here. Now this mug has sold like crazy, especially over Father's Day. And it still continues to sell like crazy to this day off of the back of that momentum. Look at all of these reviews. This is an insane number of reviews for an item on Etsy. This store made a great mug, the best mug, really terrific. Everyone agrees. Believe me. Now here's the thing, this successful winning print-on-demand mug here, yeah, it's highly illegal. Yes, this mug is 100% infringing on Donald Trump's personality rights. That's right, politicians have those exact same rights as well. And in fact, Obama once utilized his to take down this billboard here in Times Square. The clothing company Weatherproof Garments snapped a picture of Obama wearing one of their jackets and used it in an ad campaign without his permission. And Arnold Schwarzenegger is another politician who invoked his rights and successfully sued over this bobblehead made of him, and they made them remake it without the gun. The thing though is that these lawsuits are the exception and not the rule. In general, most politicians, especially major politicians like presidents, prime ministers, and party leaders, choose to ignore most merchandise made of them, unlike celebrities, even if they don't like it. Why? Because usually pursuing products like this makes them look bad. Many countries, not just the USA, socially treat politicians as fair game. I know we do here in New Zealand. This here was my family dog growing up, a Westie called Lockie. Well, Lockie was a strange dog and she hated playing with dog toys. Except for this one here. Hilariously enough, we were given a chew toy of the famous controversial politician here in New Zealand, Winston Peters. Lockie loved this. Politicians ignoring products like this is kind of similar to what happens in the anime community. If you go to an anime convention, you'll often find booths where artists sell fan art. Technically, this is illegal, but most anime producers choose to turn a blind eye because they believe that fan art helps them more than it hurts them. What this all means then is that this mug, while technically illegal, is likely to stay on Etsy and to keep making its creator a lot of money. Now I know a lot of my subscribers here have very different opinions on Donald Trump. This is not a political channel. I certainly won't be wading into that, but feel free to sound off on your opinions in the comment section below. That's free game. Nevertheless, if you like Donald Trump, then you know what? You've got lots and lots of opportunities to create and sell positive to neutral merchandise that will likely never get taken down. You're probably even going to be fine selling this Donald Trump toilet brush that you can dropship directly from AliExpress. Video ads for this have racked up millions of views on Facebook and haven't faced any action at all. Toilet humor featuring politicians has long been a staple in political novelty items, so honestly, this is nothing new. Of course, if you're still worried or you would prefer for moral and ethical reasons to not break the law when it comes to personality rights, then you don't have to. Again, there are plenty of symbols and pictures that remind everyone of Donald Trump, such as his iconic suit. You don't have to break the law to make money off of celebrities and brands. Thanks for watching this video, and as always, if you would like to build your own online store but you don't know how, then you should be sure to download our free ebook, The 6 Steps That Six-Figure Stores Follow to Make Over $10,000 a Month, and you'll find a link on how to download that in the video description below.